Hey everybody, Douglas Blair Roberts here, the Super Vader 400, and of course, the brown skin human. Come back at you with another video, and this time, this is the intro to multiple videos. This is my intro to various manga, anime, and video game tie-in franchise reviews and reviews is what this video is. The first several animes I'm going to start off with are Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto, Bleach, Sailor Moon, Power Stone, Power Stone, Dragon Quest, My Heroes Academia, and One Punch Man, followed by several more. Once again, trying to save disk space on my hard drive, so I'm recording one intro for multiple videos. Most of the two songs that will be used are Sonic Weekend and the Sonic Heroes songs. They will be used interchangeably. Sometimes the Sonic Heroes theme some will be the intro, and in some videos it will be the outro. Whereas the second intro song, of course, is Weekend, with sometimes Weekend also being the outro, and just changing it up. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video right here. So, with that being said, let me finish and let me continue before I get started with the intro. The manga portions will be webcam to avoid copyrights, and certain parts, especially for franchises that are long, like the Dragon Ball one. Yeah, I forgot that's gonna be one too. Like the Dragon Ball one, some parts will be purely webcam because of how long the Dragon Ball franchise is. So, with that being said, let's get started right now. I wish I could go faster. We can do whatever we want because we're the heroes of this channel. Hey everybody, it's time for part 2 of my long Naruto part 1 franchise review. And this time, and in this video, I'm reviewing the Naruto part 1 manga series. That is the Zabuza Saga, that is the introductory Zabuza Saga, all the way to the Sasuke retrieval arc and Kakashi Gaiden base saga. Yes, in this video, in this yeah, this is part one. When it comes to Naruto, I love both part one. I love all part one, two, and three. But if I had to choose a favorite, I guess I would go with part one and three. Part one and three. Part one had larger, a larger, more memorable and cooler cast of characters, and this is before. This was the early days of this was the early days of Naruto with shooting exams, tournaments, missions, action, adventure, and fun, with the series taking a more dramatic turn midway towards the end of the shooting exams and into the Sasuke retrieval arc, setting us up for the next series, Naruto Shippuden. Love the Naruto manga. Like as always, I first discovered the Naruto manga. I first discovered the Naruto manga right around the time I watched the anime, but I watched the anime first. I didn't get a chance to read the manga until I think it was 2007 or 8 through 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 the Shonen Jump, the various Shonen Jump magazines that were out at the time, where I finally got a chance to read the Naruto manga, and ever since then, I've been a huge fan. I've recently reread the entire manga, part one manga, for this video right here, and I think the manga, like I said, while I like both the manga and the anime, I think the manga is vastly superior to its anime counterpart. The only thing I like better about the anime, believe it or not, is the filler. There was some really cool, awesome filler in the anime, and actually, I think the filler in the anime is better than the manga adaptation based arcs, because filler, and this is including the filler movies too. They don't have to follow the manga. They don't have to follow the manga. They don't have to animate alongside the manga. They can pretty much do what they want. So that leads to more exciting fight scenes, more exciting plot lines, and just like in the video games, mixing the characters up on different teams, such as having characters like Naruto, Shino, Rock Lee, Neji, Tintin, and many more on a team together, and got to see various cool matchups like Might Guy and Rock Lee, Naruto transformed as Rock Lee versus, I think, versus the real Rock Lee. So many cool matches. Characters in the part one who didn't receive a lot of screen time get more screen time in the fillers. So the filler thing is actually both a plus and a con. It's a plus because of it's so much better than the main arcs. However, it's a con because it's excessive. It constantly interrupts the main arc, especially when we get to part two. And in part one thing I like, they at least waited to the end of the series to have all these. They have all these. They have all these filler arcs, but it gets excessive, and that right there was the downfall of Naruto. Right there, from 2005 to 2008, it was all Naruto. And a certain fan base that ruled before Naruto just couldn't accept it and just couldn't stand it. But that's what it was. But going back to the manga, the ninja battles and fight scenes, they lend themselves better to manga than they do anime. The manga, I've said this about a bunch. I've said this is the same thing about a bunch of comic books and manga. The manga is like a Japanese ninja and samurai movie epic, where is the television show, especially the English dub, is like some some Saturday morning cartoon anime hybrid, vastly similar to my favorite cartoons of the past: Double Dragon, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog, um, Sonic the Hedgehog, and many more, Ben 10 and many more, where in animes like Pokemon and live action series like Power Rangers, which the Super Sentai genre actually had a huge influence on Naruto. But you watch his Japanese version, you read the manga, and you see all this complex you see all this complex dialogue. Then we read the manga, you see all this gratuitous and graphic violence, graphic violence, such as one of my favorite characters in the manga was the Sound Genin Zaku Abumi, the guy with the with the arms with the tubes on that can produce these sound-based attacks. These sound-based attacks in the anime, when Shino fills his arms up with bugs, his arms explode but are still left intact, just rendered useless, in the manga. When this happens, his right arm is sliced halfway off, so it's more bloody, more graphic, and also much edgier and cooler dialogue. In the Zaku, the same ninja, when encountering Choji, Shikamaru, and Ino in the forest who come to rescue Sakura, Choji says this isn't teamwork, this is suicide. And now in the anime, especially the English dub, Zaku says, "Yeah, better a live sheep than a dead lion. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Fatso? Ain't that right, Fatso?" In the what you call it in the manga and anime, he calls him Fatso and actually tells him literally to go jack off in the woods somewhere. So edgier dialogue in the Japanese and manga version, and then some of it, not all of it, some of it is also in the uncut versions of Naruto, which I'm also seeing for the first time now. But going back to the manga, but yeah, mangas for the most part is just the same, just faster. All the battle sequences, even the terrible battles from the manga are much better. I mean, from the anime are much better than the manga, such as Naruto versus Kiba. I thought Naruto versus Kiba was one of the weakest and worst fights in Naruto. One of the weakest and worst fights in Naruto. It was so for the first 2 rounds, for the first 2 to 3 rounds, it was so damn boring up until we got to the end of the manga. Till we got to the end with with the signature fart that came out of nowhere. Then Naruto beating the living daylights out of Kiba with that hugely awesome Uzumaki combo barrage. But before that, it was just Naruto getting wailed on by Kiba, with Kiba spamming the Fang over Fang jutsu in various flashbacks of their fights. Easily Naruto, and even several anime publications criticized Naruto's battles as not being as good as the other people who fought, as the other Konoha 11 who fought in this shooting exam right here. And they were right, but their fight is much more exciting in the manga. The fight scenes and action sequences, what are not as long and choreographed as their anime counterpart, they're just drawn. They're just drawn and look much better in manga comic book form than they do in um based anime based form. Anime anime based form. Just like the anime, my favorite fights are versus Gara, Sasuke versus Gara. The entire Sasuke retrieval arc fights, which had Neji versus Kidomaru, Choji's hero moment, Choji versus Jirobo, Kiba's best moment, Kiba versus Uka and Kankuro and Kiba versus Uka and Sukun, and Tamari and Shikamaru versus Toyuya, and Naruto, Rock Lee, Gara versus Kimimaru, and the climactic final battle between Naruto and Sasuke, which closed out the series. boy, was this an awesome fight. It's better it's awesome in all forms. And manga and anime. You have martial arts, Chidori's, Rasengans, the nine-tailed fox's beast, the level 2 Curseal, level 2 Curseal. It was just epic, man. It was just epic, man. And other favorite fights. The fight that got me into Naruto, Rock Lee versus Gaara, Part 3, where Rock Lee unleashes the Lotus, and later the eight inner gates, eight inner gates. And like I said, this was the most memorable fight I've seen because this was the first fight, this was the first fight right here, that really got me into Naruto because we saw we saw Rock Lee, a character with no with no ninjutsu or genjutsu. He couldn't do illusions or projectiles. Then you had Gaara, who can do illusions, projectiles, and can move and can fight hand to hand. But because of the rings around his eyes and the insomnia, he can't. He barely moves, and it's just way too slow. And it's just way too slow. Instead, has the sand attack for him. And these two awesome fighters clashing. This is what got me in it. The action, the emotion, which fully got me to Naruto. And it's just as awesome here in the manga as it was in the what's his name. But yeah. So yeah, I also think the manga is drawn better. While the artwork is vastly similar to its anime counterpart, the anatomy and stuff in the animes look more realistic and cartoonish. Whereas the manga, it looks everyone is big and bulky and kind of fat looking. Like what's that anime called again? The first season of Beyblade is what the characters in the Naruto manga look like. Yeah, Naruto manga look like. So yeah, yeah, what else? What else? And I also love the various editorials. The various editorials from Kishimoto himself telling you throughout the series, telling you the history of the creation of Naruto, what inspired him showing glimpses of his other manga, the Hitman manga, Mario, the prototypical Naruto, which was pretty much. I'm glad they added the ninja theme, which was pretty much gone from Hunter X, which which you can definitely tell inspired Naruto. Um, yeah, um, yeah, and what else? Yeah, storyline. I don't really have to talk much about the storyline. The storyline is 12 years before the start of the series. A nine-tailed fox attacked the Leaf Village, destroying everything in sight with one wave of its tail. With one wave of its tail, many ninja perished, but one, the fourth Hokage, stepped up and sealed the beast inside a newborn infant. That character was Naruto. The fourth Hokage had hoped Naruto would be seen as a hero by the villagers because he was containing the beast, but instead the villagers just ostracized him and treated him as if he was the nine tailed fox beast, and he goes 12 years not knowing why people hated him up until Mizuki, the main antagonist of the first chapter and first episode, tells him, tells him, tells him, and Erika stands up for Naruto when Mizuki manipulates Naruto into stealing the scroll, and Naruto decides to defend Erika from Mizuki, and he debuts his shadow clone jutsu, which allows him to graduate, because he couldn't perform a multiplication jutsu earlier. And from then on in, the show follows Naruto's and his friends' growth and maturization as ninja. So yeah, that's the storyline. My favorite sagas are the Zabuza, Shooting Exam. Let's start off with the Zabuza. The Zabuza saga. The Zabuza saga was a great introductory arc. Zabuza and Haku were awesome characters. Love the storyline. I love the storyline and the moral of the series. Then you got the Shooting Exam, where it really got good. This was probably story wise. Shooting Exam was probably the best storyline. First first the characters had to, when they signed up, they had to show up each. They had to each show up as a team, or it would have been the end of the line. So if one would have decided not to compete, then the whole team fails. The whole team can't take the exam. Then you had the very awesome Naruto versus Rock Lee fight, the introduction of the Rock Lee character. Then you had the characters, and one of the most unique things I've ever seen in a tournament arc in manga or anime. The characters, as their first test, as their second test, they had to pass a written. They had to pass a written test. They had to pass a written test while not getting caught cheating. But the questions on the test were so hard that you have to cheat, but you have to cheat without getting caught. You have to cheat without getting caught. Then the third test, survival in the forest of death, where you gotta collect three scrolls, where the main antagonist of this arc, S-class criminal Orochimaru, is introduced, who wants Sasuke's body, and um and then the final arc, the final two arcs, which are the round robin tournament. First, you have the tuning exam preliminaries, because too many people survive the Forest of Death arc. And before I continue going back to the Forest of Death arc, you get to see the characters. You get to see first, for the first three episodes, you get to see Sasuke and the gang versus Orochimaru, and while Sasuke nearly survives Orochimaru in while considered one of the best fights of the series. And then you got some of my other favorite characters, the Soundgate, Zaku, Kin, and Dosu versus Sakura, Rock Lee, Choji, Shikamaru, Ino, and last but not least, a newly awakened and newly empowered Sasuke Uchiha, Cursed Seal Sasuke, who Zaku does one of the coolest moves ever, the slicing wave, and Sasuke easily teleports himself and his friends out of the way and proceeds to break Zaku, or dislocates Zaku's arms. Then in the next episode, we're introduced to Gaara. We're introduced to Gaara's abilities, who Gaara kills Shigure and two rain ninja for their scrolls with the brutal sand burial jutsu. Then 35. This part wasn't as good, but it was still entertaining. Naruto and the gang befriend Kabuto, who is actually a spy for Orochimaru, and defeat, I think his name is Grinder, the grass ninja, and his gang, before finally reaching the tower. For the preliminaries, several awesome fights take place. First, you got Sasuke versus Kabuto's teammate Uri, who tries to steal Sasuke's energy, but Sasuke, even with the curse seal, without relying on Sharingan, defeats Uri. Then you got one of my all-time favorite fights, because this was a purely shinobi-based fight. You have Zaku Abumi, the Soundgin, versus Shino Aburame. Then you got Shikamaru versus Kin in another purely strategic formulaic match. Then you got the brutal kung fu gentle fist fight between Hanato Hyuga and Neji Hyuga. Then you got Sakura and Ito's fight. Then, like I said, Naruto and Kiba's fight, much more exciting in the manga than in the anime. Then probably the other worst fight. This is probably even worse in the manga, and that's Tintin versus Tamari, where the anime made it longer with Tintin throwing multiple weapons. Here they don't even show that. They just show Tintin already defeated on top of laying lifeless on top of Tamari's fan. What else? What else about this? What else? And, oh yeah, then the very iconic Rock Lee versus Gaara battle. Then probably the other worst fight in Naruto, and that was Choji versus Dosu. Wasn't bad, but Choji should have done much better than Dosu, considering you fought him earlier in the Forest of Death. Then we get to Then we get to then it really get then Naruto and Sasuke in the game prepares for the tuning exam finals. For the tuning exam finals, then when the finals, oh, it really gets good. Naruto fights Neji in one of his biggest and best wins ever, and um um my favorite fight, Sasuke fights Gaara. Sasuke fights Gaara. Shikamaru fights Tamari to a forfeit, and um and yeah, Kankuro forfeits his fight with Shino. Then during Sasuke and Gaara's fight, Sasuke tries to unleash the Shikaku, and the Sand interrupt the tournament with the Kazakage, later revealed to be Orochimaru, grabs what you call a completely interrupt the tournament, and this huge war between the Sound and Sand versus the Leaf Village breaks out when we get the fun when we get Sasuke pursuing Gaara, defeating Tamari, and fighting Gaara in the final decisive battle, and succumbing to his power drainage, and is saved by Naruto, who then engages Rock Lee, who then engages Gaara in the final battle. This was another awesome. This was but another fight that was much better in the manga and than in the anime. In the anime, there were way too many flashbacks. There were way too many flashbacks and talking when it came to this fight. The only good parts was the Uzumaki Barrage combo, the tail beast and the headbutt and the final punch between the two. Here, the entire fight was much better. Another thing I don't like about the manga and anime is Gaara's flashbacks. From a writing standpoint, they were good, but the dialogue, it was even worse in the anime in English dub with that drug induced monster voice Gaara has. I hated his flashbacks. They were so cheesy and forced, man. They were so cheesy and forced. And Gaara's backstory, unlike Naruto's, Sasuke's, Zaku's, Zabuza's, and Haku's, and even Rock Lee's too. It was or Neji's. It wasn't tragic or sad. It was more It was cheesy and at times just downright almost funny, especially in the English dub with that weird voice. So yeah. What else about this show? What else about this What else about this manga? Then of course the Hokage battle royale with the Hokage versus Orochimaru and the first and second who had their bodies resurrected by Orochimaru, sacrificing Zaku and Kin. Um, yeah. Then and after that, after the funeral, after this battle is over, after the war is over, we have the short-lived return of Itachi arc, which is part of the much larger Sasuke retrieval arc, where Itachi and Kisame and Akatsuki members return to the village, where we get our first introduction of the Akatsuki, who will become the major antagonists of part 2. Now, what else about part 1? Sorry about that. What else about part 1? Yeah, oh yeah, Naruto, oh yeah, Sasuke, Itachi and Kisame come to retrieve Naruto's Jinchuriki, and Naruto is saved by Sasuke and later Jiraiya. Sasuke tries to fight Itachi, but despite his improved abilities and training, he is still no match for Itachi. Who, after swatting away his Chidori and kicking him into a wall and pinning him up against the wall, grabs him, grabs him, grabs him, grabs him, and performs the Tsukuyomi onto quote unquote onto Sasuke. Then they try to capture Naruto. Then they try to capture Naruto, but Jiraiya, one of his best moments, utilizes a giant tool, a giant tool to trap all of them there, which causes Itachi and Kisame to retreat. Sometime either after this or before this, I think it was before Itachi, Kurenai, Asuma, Kakashi, and Might Guy fight Itachi and Kisame with um Itachi and Kisame easily defeating Kurenai and Asuma, who Kurenai infamously, this is a popular meme, tried to get Jitsu on Itachi, which I thought was pretty cool, but that seemed to be, that's like a big joke of the series right there. Then you had Kakashi fall to Itachi's Tsukuyomi, to Tsukuyomi, and Might Guy um, is the only one really left standing, the only one who really had a chance here, who kicked Kisame in the face, I think. What else? What else about this? What else about this? So yeah, then we get the weakest arc, the search for Tsunade arc, so she can be the next Hokage and can heal Sasuke. It can heal Sasuke and Kakashi, and also heal Rock Lee from his injuries sustained from his fight with Gaara, his career-ending injuries. This arc was okay. You got to see the three legendary Sanin, and Naruto hit the biggest and coolest Rasengan. First off, learned the Rasengan, which was pretty cool, and hit the biggest and coolest Rasengan on Kabuto. And you got to see Shizune in action too. But this arc did not involve all of the other characters. Sasuke and Kakashi were out, Rock Lee injured, and the other characters were away on other missions. So this was the weakest Naruto arc in my opinion. Now for my favorite part of the much larger Sasuke retrieval arc, where Sasuke challenges Naruto. Sasuke, fed up with his losses to Gaara and fed up with his current development, challenges Naruto to a fight, and both these guys fight to a stalemate, with both these guys charging at each other with Rasengans and Chidoris, and being separated by Kakashi. Kakashi tries to give Sasuke a pep talk and tells him to get over revenge, and that everyone close to Kakashi is already dead, dead. Sasuke begins to think about what Kakashi says, but before he can do that, the sound for Ukun, Sukun, Tayuya, Jirobo, and Tayuya show up, and they after a brief scuffle, Sasuke agrees to leave with them to learn more about the level 2 curse seal and get more power from Orochimaru. Sakura tries and fails to stop Sasuke, who knocks her out and leaves her lying down on a bench. What else? Oh yes, and Tsunade led by Shikamaru, assembles a Sasuke retrieval team. Consisting of Shikamaru, Choji, Neji, and of course Naruto. Rock Lee later joins the team when he saves Naruto from Kimimaru. And only problem I had with this arc was Shino, who I really wanted on this team, was busy on another mission. But this right here was the best arc. I love the growth and maturization of ninjas. I love Neji's and Choji's fights and hero moments. I love the triumphant return of Rock Lee. I love the triumphant return of Gaara as a babyface, good guy, in the return of the three of them, Gaara, Kankuro, and Tsunade. They even had their own cool Japanese entrance. It was in both the English and Japanese version, but it was better in the Japanese version. It was like it had Gaara, Kankuro, Tamari, San Shinobida. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. So yeah, then you had the final climactic battle between Naruto and Sasuke, and then the show ends here with Naruto, Sakura leaving on their quest to undergo training under both Jiraiya and Tsunade setting up the next arc, Shippuden, setting up the next arc, Shippuden, and after this, the arc goes into Kakashi's story, Kakashi Gaiden, the Kakashi Gaiden story. This story arc does not appear until the Shippuden arc in the anime, but it's the overall final arc of part one of Naruto. And then after this, it transfers into Naruto Shippuden. So yeah, this is part one of Naruto. So much awesome stuff here. There are some things I didn't agree with in life, which I'll be talking about in my own wasted potential series. But for now, yeah, Naruto, one of the best and coolest mangas around. All right, now it's time to transition into the anime. This is part two of my long Naruto Part 1 franchise review, and this time I'm reviewing Naruto, the very first Naruto television series. After this, I will review the several video games, but first, the Naruto um television series where it all started from me. Even though Naruto was a manga first from 1999 to 2002, it was the it was the anime that started airing in 2002 in Japan, late 2005 here in America, where I became a huge fan of Naruto. Like I've said in plenty of previous Naruto-based reviews, I became a casual goer of Naruto when it premiered in late 2005. I watched a couple of episodes. The very first episode I saw was episode 3, where Naruto and the entire Konoha 11 picked teams for their respective missions, which was a great and funny episode. Then I saw episode 4 and 5, which was the episodes of them meeting their Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke meeting their teacher Kakashi Sensei, and fighting him in the next episode as their very first training exercise. Pass or fail. They either have to beat him, or if they fail, they have to beat him by capturing one of the bells. If they fail to do this, they all get dropped from the program permanently. Um it was this episode where I got to see Naruto and Sasuke's skills. Naruto did this really cool shadow clone jutsu. Now I've seen the multiplication jutsu done before, but never as many as Naruto summoned never as many as Naruto summoned in this episode. Then you got Sasuke doing his cool ninja shuriken weapon based moves. Then, of course, his signature, the Phoenix Flower and Fireball jutsus. Onto Kakashi, a move I've seen before, but never quite done the way Sasuke does it. So I became a casual goer. I became a huge fan of Naruto during the Chunin exam, the Forest of Death part of the Chunin exam saga, and of course, Rock Lee's fight with Gaara. With Rock Lee's fight with Gaara being one of the most different and unique fights I've ever seen in an anime. First of all, you had Rock Lee, a guy who couldn't do projectiles, or in this series, ninjutsu and genjutsu. Then you had Gaara, a character a character who was capable of physical movement and attacks, but because of the rings around his eyes and the insomnia, was tired and barely moved. So Gara could do so Gara really couldn't do physical based attacks, and mostly just attacked and protected himself with the sand. That made for an interesting fight, especially my favorite part 3, where Rock Lee unleashes the Lotus and the Inner Gates on to onto Gara. It was also one of the most emotional because of what happened to Rock Lee afterwards. But it was that from there, it was that moment and the entire Forest of Death with the fights with the Grass Ninja and the Sound Ninja before that in the very first appearance of Orochimaru, where the series had one of its more famous battles, the first ever encounter between Sasuke and Orochimaru. You also got history with one of my favorite female characters, Anko, and what's his name. So yeah, the Chunin Zim is plot wise one of the best sagas in the series, and while I consider Naruto at its um peak, and from then on there, I've been a huge fan. Of course, the storyline. Let's get to the storyline before I get to my favorite episodes and moments and stuff. The storyline, of course, is about the main character Naruto Uzumaki, an outcast who a former outcast who had the nine-tailed fox sealed in him by the fourth Hokage 12 years prior to the start of the series. The fourth Hokage had hoped Naruto would be seen as a hero for being a container of the nine-tailed fox, but instead he was seen as no different than the nine-tailed fox who nearly destroyed their village 12 years prior to this series. So Naruto is a character who grew up an orphan without parents and constantly pulled pranks to achieve recognition and praise from the viewers, and that's most of the series. Naruto constantly seeks recognition, praise from the villagers, It also follows his life and his friend's life, maturization and growth as ninja. Naruto's Naruto's overall main plot line or plot lines in a small nutshell. Want to keep this review as short as possible. Um, yeah, like I said, so yeah, my favorite and best sagas are number one. I think the fillers. I actually think after rewatching them again for this review right here, I think the fillers are the best. The fillers of part one episodes 135 through 200 are the best episodes. They are of better quality. They focus more on the supporting characters. They mix up the teams like they do in video games, where you have characters like Naruto, Shino, Kiba, Hanato on the team, and my other favorite, Naruto, Rock Lee, Neji, and Tintin on the team. They also focus on other supporting characters like Anko, even Mizuki, the villain from the first episode, returns as a main antagonist. And since they don't have to follow a manga, since they don't have to follow Kishimoto's manga, they can kind of get to do whatever they want. And the whole fillers revolve around Naruto's various missions to retrieve Sasuke, so they're an extension of the Sasuke retrieval arc. And it's before Naruto left. It's before Naruto and Sakura left on their 3.5 year training with Tsunade and Jiraiya, respectively. And and yeah, followed by, so right after the fillers, followed by the Zabuza and Chunin Exam sagas. These were the best sagas storyline wise. Then the next saga, the Sasuke retrieval arc, which had the coolest team of Naruto, Rock Lee, Shikamaru, Rock Lee, Choji, no wait, Naruto, Choji, Kiba, and Neji, later joined by Rock Lee, Gaara, Kankuro, and Tamari, and all led by Shikamaru Nara, as they all retrieved Sasuke, who defected from the Leaf Village and went with the Sound Four to meet up with Orochimaru and gain extra power after his losses to both Gaara and that other ninja in another cool filler involving the character of Adate. So those are the best sagas. The Sasuke retrieval arc had the best fights with Neji versus Kitamaru, the spider guy, Choji versus Jirobo, which at Choji's coming of age moment, hero moment, and overall first real kill in the series. Then um Shikamaru and Tamari versus Tayuya, the woman with the sound with the flute, and of course Ukon and Sukun versus Kiba and later Kankuro, who Kankuro gave Ukon and Sukun the most vicious death possible. Then of course Naruto, later Rock Lee, then finally Gaara versus Kimimaru, the strongest member of the Sound Four, which became the Sound Five. Sound 5 and the overall final battle between Naruto and Sasuke. This saga also introduced extremely powerful characters like the Sound 4 who had that level 4. I don't remember the level, but it was like some level, some new level curse seal, which made these characters look like demonic ogres as they easily destroyed the second exam proctor with the toothpick. I keep forgetting his name and some other people. This saga had the best fights. This saga had the best fights and some of the most violence. And I think these three were the best sagas. The worst and weakest arc of the series the search for Tsunade arc, which is part of the much larger Sasuke retrieval arc. This arc right here was the worst. It wasn't bad or anything, but it didn't involve all of the other Naruto characters. It was mostly Naruto and Jiraiya looking for Tsunade, so Tsunade could heal Kakashi, and Sasuke after their battle with Itachi and Kisame, who returned to the village looking for the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, Naruto, and what else about this series? And then of course what else? What else about this awesome series, man? Oh yeah, and Rock Lee, who was injured after his battle with Gaara during the first part of the shooting exams. So,
Oh dear.
um,
Quickly now. We don't have much time. Put the curry of life in here, pot and all.
this, so, yeah, that's why it was the weakest. But it had some cool moments. Naruto and Jiraiya versus Orochimaru, and Naruto, Jiraiya, and Tsunade versus Orochimaru, Kabuto, Kabuto, and Kabuto, where you have the three legendary Sanin fighting, and Naruto finally mastering the Rasengan and slamming Kabuto with the biggest Rasengan possible. Shizune even got in briefly on the action, and of course Naruto's bet fight and bet with Tsunade. So there were still awesome moments to be had here, but it didn't involve all of the other characters. Um yeah. Only things I didn't like about the series. I think Naruto Part One and the Part Three franchises. That's the last This Naruto Part One, the last, and the Boruto movie are my all-time favorites.
So you're still alive.
Are my all-time favorites in the Naruto.
I'll do the job right.
In the Naruto base franchise, these were the best series. They were faster, much more exciting, and
It's complicated.
and especially in part one, all of the characters got to shine more. The only thing I do not like about Naruto Part 1 is the fillers. The fillers is one of the things I like and don't like. I love the fillers. I especially like how they placed them after the series was over, for the most part over, and didn't interrupt the episodes like they would do in Shippuden. But one thing I like is that some of the fillers really weren't that good and easily could have been done without, and they were excessive and kind of ruined the popularity of this show. the next thing I didn't like was the mismutilation of several characters, particularly the Sound Shinobi, Zaku, Keen, and Dosu, some of my all-time favorite characters. Now Zaku and Keen I can understand, but Dosu was the only one to see through Orochimaru's plan. Orochimaru's figure out what Orochimaru was using them as guinea pigs to test Sasuke's new abilities. Orochimaru's placed upon him. He was the only one to see it. Yet instead of I don't know, defecting from the Sound Village, he goes on a suicide mission to kill not only Gaara, but later Sasuke to prove he's not he's not a guinea pig. Why is he still following Orochimaru's order? Why is he still continuing with that lame mission? He continues that mission and is brutally murdered by
Are you kidding?
brutally underestimated and is murdered by Gaara. Yeah, and as far as Naruto, I like every cast member here. I'm gonna do a video on my favorite Naruto base characters with part one with Naruto, Sasuke, Rock Lee, Gaara, Neji, Shino, Anko, Kakashi, Tsunade, Shizune, Guy, Zabuza, Zaku, Kin, Dosu, Jirobo, Kimimaru, Toyuya, and Uka and Sukan, the Sound 5, and and Itachi and Kisame and the filler characters of Idate being my all-time favorite characters of the Naruto franchise. I also like the three movies, which I'm gonna review these individually. I'm gonna review these separately from this part one review. Also like the movies Naruto Ninjas Clash in the Snow, where they fight the snow ninjas. Part two, the Sand, where they fight the Knights of Galel, the cool English style knights with shinobi abilities. And three, Naruto Part 3. I don't remember the villains of Naruto Part 3, but I love Naruto and Rock Lee and Sakura's cool summer outfits, and this has some of the best fighting in action in a Naruto movie, where Rock Lee goes straight beast mode, and Naruto has the coolest Nine-Tailed Fox and Rasengan power up in Rasengan, defeating the villain. So the Naruto Part 1 series was awesome. Well, I'm finished with and there were other things, the voice acting cast, the storyline, and music are of course the best, with the English version being vastly true to the Japanese version. I think the Japanese version is better. It's much more complex. However, I like watching the English version, which you can hear in the background right now, because it makes the storyline much easier to follow. So, with that being said, I'm finished with this review right here. The video games are coming next. All right, I'm done. Hey everybody, it's time for part 3 of my long Naruto Part 1 review franchise series. And as you can hear by the music in the background, I'm playing Naruto Ultimate Ninja 1. This is my review of the Naruto Ultimate Ninja series. We're going to start off with Naruto Ultimate Ninja 1, which was released in 2005 in Japan, and 2006 in North America and other countries. I played this game for the first time in 2007. And this video game, while being inferior to its successors, this was an awesome start to the Naruto PlayStation 2 video game-based franchise.
Anyone get in my way?
Franchise.
I don't care who they are.
This game features Naruto, Sasuke, Gaara, Rock Lee, Neji, Hinata, Sakura, and I think Shikamaru, Kakashi, Zabuza, Orochimaru, and Haku. It's missing a lot of characters with some other characters like Shido, Choji, Kiba, and them playing supporting roles, and other characters who I was disappointed weren't in this game, and that is the sound shinobi, Zaku, King, Dosu. Those characters are background characters in the Forest of Death stage. The game covers a loosely abridged version of the Zabuza and shooting exams saga with a little bit of the Konoha invasion that took place in the shooting exams. That's what this covers. This game features 4 modes: an arcade story mode, featuring all the characters, a versus mode, you can play as 2 players or one-on-one combat. I think a tournament mode and a special mode where you can unlock the transformed versions of Sasuke and Naruto, the Cursed Seal and Nine-Tailed Fox, Naruto and Sasuke. So the gameplay is vastly. This would be the same. This would be reused for the next 4 Naruto games. The gameplay is the exact same as the Super Smash Bros. Series with elements of Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 and 3, which is awesome. These games are vastly similar not only to the Super Smash Bros. And Budokai games. They play just like those. They're also similar and can be easily compared to the Marvel vs. Capcom games. Special attacks come out easy. Special and normal attacks come out easy in this game. And it's more, there is some strategy, but it's more action, adventure, and fun. So that was Naruto Ultimate Ninja. An awesome start to the Naruto Ultimate Ninja franchise. You can also collect several items during your fight, which will replenish your health, your energy key, which if you have all 3 bars and you press triangle 3 times and attack someone, you can perform a super combo. You perform a super, which is the 3rd combo. You have 3 combos. 1 weak combo, then the 2nd combo, a much stronger combo, then the 3rd one, the ultimate combo, which is usually the character's finishing moves. So, only thing I didn't like about this game was the Grass Ninja, Zaku, King, Dosu. None of these characters were featured in the games. They're not in any Naruto games as playable characters, only as either background characters or opponents, antagonists. So, awesome start. And the gameplay, the games, like I said in part 1, I haven't said this in previous videos. The games give you even more action and more cool matchups than the animes do. You get to see awesome fights like Sasuke versus Neji, Neji versus Gaara, Rock Lee versus Neji, which they hype but we never got to see. So Hinata versus Sakura, so many awesome, cool matchups that you will never see in the anime. You get to see them here in the game right here. Well, like I said, I didn't have much to talk about. This was my review of Naruto Ultimate Ninja 1. Part 2 is coming next, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's time for part 2 of my long Naruto franchise part 1 review. And this time, we're reviewing Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2, which this game right here is bigger, badder, and better than ever, and way better than Naruto Ultimate Ninja Part 1. This video game covers, while it features the exact same gameplay as the previous Naruto game, this game covers the entire shooting exam and Konoha Konoha invasion and the return and debut of Itachi Uchiha and Kusuke partner Kisame, which is the first part of the much larger Sasuke retrieval arc. Yeah, it follows an abridged version because in this version, Orochimaru resurrects in the story mode, resurrects Zabuza, something he will not do up until Shippuden in the main storyline. Um, so yeah, I'm just selecting characters. I just got finished with a match between Sasuke and Neji. Now I'm about to do Neji and Rock Lee.
I hope you approve.
Just like with the first one, this game retains several characters from the previous game and adds several new base characters. Returning are Naruto, Sasuke, Rock Lee, Gaara, Shikamaru, Sakura, Hinata, Kakashi, Zabuza, Haku, and Orochimaru. Debuting for the first time as playable characters, Shino Aburami, Tintin, Ino, Choji, and what else? Who else? Kabuto, and Itachi and Kisame. The Japanese version even featured as a secret character to promote the first Naruto animated movie, Ninja's Clash with Snow. They had the main antagonist, Doto Kazuma, I can't pronounce his last name, the Doto guy, the main antagonist of the first Naruto movie, including 2 stages from that film. But that's only the Japanese version, which I read on Wikipedia. That's not an English version. And this game retains the supporting characters, so characters connected to that specific character will support you in battle. Gameplay is the same as the last one. This time, instead of the arcade story mode, you get a long RPG mode with fighting and storytelling in it. Like I said, it follows an abridged version of
It's hopeless when Washington.
The shooting exam, Konoha invasion, and the return of Itachi and Kisame arc of the much larger Sasuke retrieval arc, an abridged version. The only thing I do not like about this story mode, I didn't talk about this in part 1, is that the voice acting is atrocious, man. That's something they would improve in the 7th generation Naruto games, but here it's absolutely atrocious. Yeah, and this game also retains levels from the previous game, but also adds a couple of more stages. With the most notable being the tree stage where Shino fought Kankuro, who Kankuro and Tamari, I forgot them. They are also in this game. So is Anbu Kakashi, and Naruto, Nine-Tailed Fox, Naruto, and Sasuke has his cool black attire from season 3 of Naruto. Also Shizune and Tsunade. I forgot they were in this game. So is Jiraiya. So yeah, I forgot those characters. My bad. Then Kiba's in this game too. I forgot him, and so is Sarutobi. And there are 2 hidden characters. Oh yeah, Mike Guy is also in this game, and 2 hidden characters who I have not unlocked yet. So yeah, Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2, one of the best Naruto games ever. And the next game on this list is Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3. I'm only gonna talk about this game for a brief bit because I don't own this game, but I have played it before. This game right here is the best Naruto game of all time on the PS2. This and the next one, Ultimate Ninja 4, which is Shippuden. I'm not going to talk about that one because number one, I don't own the game, and this is Naruto Part 1 review. So Yeah, this game right here features one of the largest rosters in a Naruto game with 42 characters, and this game covers the entire Sasuke retrieval arc. As such, it retains the characters from part 1 and 2, Ultimate Ninja 1 and 2, but also adds the upgraded forms, the upgraded forms of Sasuke's Curse Mark, Naruto's complete Nine-Tailed Fox possession, and characters like the Sound 5, Jirobo, Toyuya, Ukon and Sukun, and the two greatest members, Kitamaru and my boy Kimimaru. So yeah, the greatest game ever. It retains the gameplay of the previous two, but it omits the support characters. And has a much larger RPG mode with cool CGI cutscenes. This game, also the Japanese version, contained a 26-minute OVA, which included, I've seen this OVA, which included many characters living or dead, competing in an awesome plot-centered battle royale tournament match. I'm still trying to find this OVA online. I saw it once in 2007, and it was one of the greatest things ever. So yeah, that's Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2 and my short review of Ultimate Ninja 3. I'll do a much longer review and tie-in in the future if I can get Ultimate Ninja 3, which I'm still looking for, but I never got a chance to get the game on my own. But yeah, this was my review of the Naruto Ultimate Ninja series, the PS2 Part 1 series. The Shippuden video games I will cover when I do the Shippuden review and tie-in. So if you don't want to hear the rest of the music, turn the video off right now. I am finished.